Not long ago, I made a video about Mackenzie's cry solo and everything that she had to endure leading up to it. And when I thought about solos that had a lot of behind the scenes drama, Brooke's I Hurt solo came immediately to mind. First, let me say that Brooke had plenty of better solos. The Diary of Anne Frank, Paint the Pictures, Break Me, and Starry Night were simply magnificent solos. However, it is incredibly impressive that Brooke was able to perform this solo despite everything that was going on at the time. So let's talk about it. Long before stepping onto that stage, Brooke had been subjected to massive amounts of pressure that very few 15-year-olds have to worry about. For a long time leading up to the performance of this solo, which happened in Season 3, Episode 33, her family had been trying desperately to leave the show. Kelly has said that they tried to leave back in Season 1, even getting lawyers involved, but they simply couldn't. Brooke has said that even before the show, she was planning on quitting dance because she had lost her love for it. And the show certainly didn't help. Leading up to this episode, the Hylands were missing in action because Kelly took her daughters out of the annual dance concert a few episodes earlier. Abby has said that the Hylands always went to a theme park day that was held by their school district, which happened to be the same day as the concert. She claims that this is why they were so eager to leave. This seems to match up with something that Kelly said recently, saying that when her daughters wanted to go to school functions, Kelly would tell the producers that they were unavailable to film some days. The producers would then respond telling her to pick a fight with Abby in order for her kids to go. We all know that Abby accepts nothing less than a total and frankly unhealthy level of commitment from her team members, so this probably didn't go over well. This was probably one of several different reasons why Abby didn't want the Hylands to stay at her studio. When the Hylands finally returned during this week's episode, it is clear that it was not their choice. Based on what the Hylands have said about not wanting to be on the show, it seems that they were forced to return by production. Another factor that could have made Brooke's week much harder was the fact that Abby was in the process of replacing her and Paige. Abby has declared in an AfterBuzz TV podcast episode that Madison and some other kids from AUDC were supposed to be replacements on the show, but that it didn't work out. Madison and Elizabeth were photographed hanging out with Asia in Pittsburg on the 4th of July 2013, which was during the week that this episode was filmed. When these AUDC dancers were sent home by production, Abby might have resented the Hylands even more, for being the ones to return, pushing the other girls out of the team. In the episode, Brooke asks for a solo during Pyramid. This seems a little out of character for her. It makes me wonder if she was sort of taking her own initiative or if the producers encouraged her to ask for a solo instead. She and Paige seemed nervous to enter the studio again after several weeks away. Why would she ruffle feathers when so many of the other kids on her team would have been desperate for a solo? Then there's drama with the song. Brooke has claimed that there was a lot of drama behind the scenes of this particular solo, because the song I Hurt was written about Abby. This means that the lyrics were intended to describe the pain that Brooke feels both from dancing constantly and from Abby's treatment, and so it's kind of understandable that if Abby found out about this, she wouldn't want Brooke to perform a solo to this song. It's not exactly good publicity for her studio. Abby still had the power to make their dance mums experience a nightmare, so this solo had the potential to cause the Hylands a lot of trouble. Brooke's song was produced by What a Guy Music, who also produced a lot of the other music for the show. There could have been some sort of agreement to release the music on the show in order to sell more copies of her album. If the show's producers and music producers worked together, it's possible that in a way Brooke was sort of obligated to dance to her own song. A scene was filmed at the front desk where Gianna says that Abby threatened to fire her if she choreographed Brooke's solo. Melissa says that Gianna has been put in a really bad situation. We've seen and heard countless times that Gianna would never go against Abby's wishes, so perhaps it's sort of an instance where the producers were making her choreograph the solo, whereas Abby was insisting that it shouldn't happen. Kelly even says that she told Gianna not to choreograph the solo, and yet she still did it. This situation would make a lot more sense if there was some sort of outside influence at play here. After Abby said that she would not come back until after the Hylands left her studio, Kelly told Brooke that there's nothing they can do. This line would make a lot more sense, yet would be a lot more disheartening if the Hylands really were trapped on the show. And in the middle of all this chaos was Brooke. She had been portrayed for years as the moody teenager of the group. She had only 15 minutes to learn her solo that week. At a time when being on the show was painful, exhausting, and disheartening, she danced. Despite her lack of preparation, all the pressure behind the scenes, and the nervousness that came with dancing to her own song, she got out on that stage and performed a piece of which she should be incredibly proud. Despite the absolute beauty of this art form, there is still a powerful call to protect children of all ages from the exploitative influences present in the dance and entertainment industries, because there was more to this solo than the producers cared to show. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and have learnt a lot more about sort of the outside influences that affect the dancers that we see on Dance Mums. I quite like this style of video because I feel like the cast does not get the recognition that they deserve for dancing in the midst of all this chaos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.